Next round, I played Richard Francisco, who is the occasional Bughouse partner of, I'll tell you his name, of Kazım Gulamali, very famous Bughouse player. That's the best Atlanta Bughouse team. In my opinion, not shared by anybody, or maybe it is, they're probably the best Bughouse team in the U.S. Although I guess kids are getting better and they don't play Bughouse anymore. They were the best Bughouse team in the U.S. because that was Gulamali's regular partner. So probably if Gulamali had another regular partner, they would have been the best. But this is before my time, before I was here in Atlanta. Okay, Magnus was of the Georgia champs. I think he came in fourth. By the way, how did Magnus do in London? Did he come in first? No. Oh, he must have come in. Oh, no. He didn't come in first or second. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. The guy who beat Magnus, he must have just been on fire. It must have been the greatest tournament of his life. So after he beat Magnus, he must have just easily dispatched his... Oh, no, that's not what happened. Oh. Okay, now I played Richard Francisco. Bam. FIDE 2280 and the USCF 2365. Man, Ding is good. God damn. I predicted... Well, first of all, I thought Magnus would easily beat MVL. And MVL won. That was very surprising. Ding beating Aronian was, that was 100% because Aronian's not feeling well. Aronian has some sinus issue and needs to have surgery on his something going on. Anyway, even though Magnus lost to MVL, I correctly predicted Magnus would destroy Aronian and that Ding would beat MVL. Because Ding's Ding. See, that's good English. Not as good as Ding's English. Yeah, Ding's good. God damn. Ding won the Georgia champs. Yeah, Magnus was infected in India. That's why he... Also, did you notice how Magnus was 2 rooks up and then blundered against Aronian and lost? Damn, harsh. That's right, the bike-stopping Ding, that's correct. Okay, this is my game with Francisco, and this reminds me, this is the story time again, but not yet. I'll get to the story time. Okay, so this is actually very funny. This is a line that I play with white a lot. In this position, sometimes I play G3, sometimes I play Bishop D2. In this position, most people go here and some go here. And I can't remember the B6 theory. So B6 always just beats me. I can't remember the theory. And about a year or two ago, I really looked at B6. And then I know there's a Kamsky game with Lenderman. There might be 2. And I can't remember. And my opponent played B6. I was like, oh my God. Okay, so I remembered a lot more than I usually do. That's pretty good for me. I remembered knight b5, which I've never played. The idea is this bishop can't retreat, so we're almost going to win a piece here. So what you do is you attack the queen, and then you go here. Then your bishop has retreat squares. And then your bishop's good. You play d5, and it's equal. So this I thought was theory, but I wasn't sure. And I've analyzed this, and I just can't remember. I've analyzed this position, and I don't remember. I have a problem with this b6 variation. All right, but I've never even gotten this far, so I was pretty happy. Now, it turned out when the game ended, my opponent said, this is my game with Lenderman. He beat me too. What's funny is I know a Lenderman game with Kamsky. So Lenderman's playing white in this all the time, and even against my opponent. So there you go. Okay, so a3 is fine. Nothing wrong with a3. And I was like, knight c3 can't be the right move, but I got to play a move he doesn't know. I can't even play the right move because the guy's playing too fast. The engine says knight c3 is good, bishop f4 is good. So, okay, knight c3, bishop c6. And now I was like, there's no way this move is theory if I am playing theory. I got a theory because this guy's, he knows the line. And then on my phone, it says this is the best move. And on the engine, it also, and there it says it's the best move. I played a move I thought was silly because I didn't like it. I played b3. I don't like when my c-pawn's weak. They're always winning my c-pawn. So now they can't win my c-pawn. He played rook c8. And now, this was a funny thing. My phone, thing, Chess24, I don't know what engine they're using. During the game, I was like, I should play knight b5, and then he has to take it, and I take. And I have the two bishops and the white squares, but he has this extra center pawn. And I couldn't decide who that was good for. As a GM, I should decide. And both engines say that's good for white. Now, he has to take my knight. If I play knight b5, what other move is he going to play? Rook a8? I don't think so. a6, I play knight a7 and take his bishop. So I saw knight b5 takes, and I didn't know. Like, he's get the center pawns, and I got the two bishops and the white squares. And I was like, I don't know. And the engines are like, dude, knight b5, you idiot. So there you go. I should have played knight b5. Okay, I played here, and he played knight a5, which is the engine move. Again, I should play knight b5. Played rook c1. Okay, and now it's story time. He played a6, stopping knight b5. Okay, so this is going to be funny for you. For you, this is very boring. Okay? For me, I thought I was in trouble here. I couldn't find a move. Got to find a move. And you're like, what do you mean you can't find a move? Just make a move, you idiot. Just make a move. Good luck. Moving the a pawn, stupid. That gives away b4. Moving the b pawn hangs the pawn. Moving the c pawn hangs the pawn. Moving these pawns is stupid and illegal for this. Moving this loses a pawn, and moving here is stupid. Just giving away white squares. I can't play queen e2 because he takes this. So what's the point of that? Bishop a1 hangs my a pawn and is stupid. Rook c2 hangs my b pawn and is stupid. Rook b1, rook a1 make no sense. King h1 makes no sense. If I move my knight, he trades bishops and he's probably better. So I didn't know what to do here. I'm looking and looking and looking. I don't know what to do. Okay. Then I thought about my game, story time, 2005 Dmitry Gurevich, probably on the web, National Open. Finegold Gurevich. I've made videos about this game. It was the last round of the National Open. I won, and I tied for first. God damn, I beat him. In the final position, you have to be 18 to see it. Plus 1 trillion. At least. Okay. Yeah, Bonarisi's correct. I'm not sure if he was kidding. I don't think he was kidding. Yeah. Queen c2 is no good because you're lining it up on the bubble up. Yeah, then d5 is pretty good. Where's my queen on c2? No, queen c2 is bad. No. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, Bonarisi got it. And I'm looking at the engine. It's the best move. And I've played the move before. So in the similar... Now, Dmitry Gurevich, I took all his pieces and mated him. This is like a boring... Okay. So I played knight b1. And the reason to play knight b1, if you see my Dmitry Gurevich game, you'll know why. It's from I think it's 2005. I could be wrong about the 2005. It's the National Open. And I was white in a queen c2 Nimzo Indian. So similar pawn structure too. Anyway, the point of knight b1 is to play knight d2. Like in the Breyer, Ruy Lopez. You play knight b8 to d7. And this increases your bit rook, increases this. And most importantly, knight on d2 defends these pawns. So I can play b4 at my leisure. And if he plays d5 and trades, I can take with pieces and not give myself isolated pawns. So knight b1 is a fine move. Now, in the Finegold defense to the Smith-Morra, which I played today in the tournament against a low-rated player, the main idea of the Finegold defense, as opposed to normal Smith-Morra defenses for black, is you play knight bd7 so that you don't block your bishop, you don't block your rook, and your knight protects your knight in case they take it. And you block the rook on your queen. This has some of those features, some of them. Anyway, knight b1 is a good move. Okay. It says it's equal. I'm not better, but I thought I was in trouble. Okay, he played bishop b7, which is fine. and I played knight bd2. And he played d5, which is fine. And I took. Yeah. And now he went astray. Next move's actually bad. The engine says this is all zeros and this is all zeros. Of course, these moves also look reasonable, but they're not. And he played the unreasonable move, took it with a bishop. And now he's in trouble. Because I'm going to get e4 in, and he's going to be in trouble. Good thing my knight's here. I'm defending this pawn. Good thing my bishop's... Yeah. So I played b4, attacking the knight. And he made the losing move, I would say. And probably b4 is a mistake. Yeah, the engine plays a move I didn't see. I probably would have played it if I had seen it. It's queen b1. And he can't take twice here because I have bishop takes f6. Although, do I believe that? Bishop c2. Oh, I could take on e7 and take his rook. Oh, then I have a rook and 2 pieces for a queen. And I probably have something else good I didn't see. Oh, I can play queen a2. Or can I? And then rook c1, bishop b3. It's got to be good for me. The engine's not taking on b3. Anyway, queen b1 to play e4. But I played b4, which is not as good. And when the game ended, I said, yeah, this move wasn't good. His next move is losing. His move isn't even given as a top 3 move. And he's got like 3 legal moves. And his move's not top 3. And he played one of those 3 moves. He played the worst one. It's better to take this and then move your knight somewhere else. So knight c4 is equal. I prefer white there, by the way. But he played knight b7. That loses the game. And the reason is he tactically missed the... I mean, if he plays knight d6, he's controlling e4, but I get e4 in first. And the point is, there's 2 points. If he takes this, I threaten mate and his bishop. And if he goes here, takes, knight g5, threatens mate and his knight. So that's the first, that's that. And if he plays bishop takes e4, it's the same thing. Was I going to play queen d4, bishop g7? No, queen d4. Right. Bishop f6 is the same. We just looked at it. Transpose. So knight f6. And he told me after the game he didn't notice b6 was hanging. He didn't give the variation. He just said when you played e4, I was like, oh, b6 is hanging. So he must have meant this. Yeah. And now I have the 2 bishops. I have the queenside majority. Pawn's weak. The knight's stupid. My bishops are monsters. Rook c1 gains a tempo. Plus 2.3 on the engine. Yeah. So after e4, he can't take it. He has to play bishop c6, which he did. And now he's strategically lost. And you guys don't pay to watch me, but this is worth the price of admission. I do like 1,000 tactics coming up, which is for me is weird. I don't like tactics because I miss stuff, as you noticed. Okay, so I played knight d4. That's the best move. And he played bishop to d7 because 2 bishops. And I played e5. He played knight d5. And I played queen b3, which is good. Played rook d8. Now I could take this pawn, but I don't want to take that pawn. Bishop takes it. I just want to increase my advantage. Rook c1. I mean, his pieces can't move, and this is the worst piece ever. And I have to tell you guys, in queen c2 Nimzo Indians, for reasons I don't understand, many times my opponent has a trapped knight on b7. And all kinds of variations. I don't know how that happens. Don't do that. Don't put your knight on b7. Don't fianchetto your knight. Okay, rook c1's good. He played queen a8. I thought he played queen b8. The engine says queen b8's better. Okay, I thought forever, and I made the best move. Obviously, it's tempting to take this and then either take or not. It's also tempting here to play f4. So I could play either f5 or takes f5. It was hard not to do that. I don't want to weaken myself. Here I played a very good move, the engine move, knight c4. And the obvious idea is I take, knight takes b6. God damn. The other idea is some of you at home are like, excuse me, that knight's pretty good. That's right. And when I play knight e3, then his knight's not pretty good. So I want to play knight e3. I want to play knight b6. I want to take this. Knight c4 is a great move. Okay, he played b5. Engine agrees. Now the engine wants me to take this, but I don't agree with that. I play knight e3, which I stand by. He took, and I took. And now he played the only move. If it's my move, I play rook c7, and you resign. I also play queen e4, and you resign. So the engine says I'm plus 4.5 unless you play rook c8. That's the only move where you're not resigning. Okay. And the engine wants me to play knight c6, which I almost did, but I played rook d1. Okay. And now I didn't analyze this with the engine, so I could be wrong. My opponent played bishop e8, which I did not expect. I expected rook c7. And now I'm just praying that what I was going to do is right. It is the number one move. Okay. And you watch my stream, so you know what it is. It's not king b1. It's not bishop f1, because bishop f1 doesn't make a lot of sense here. So therefore, it's knife f5. That was my intention if he played rook c7. And now the engine plays bishop f8. Good engine. And it says I'm up plus 2. It says knight d6, and he's dead. But anyway, here's what I was planning. And the idea is, if he takes my e-pawn, which the engine does not, then I play queen e5 with the double threat. And when you stop mate and I take your rook on c7, god damn. I mean, are you kidding me? That's worse than mate. So the engine actually doesn't take the pawn. The engine says this is the best move. I agree. And then this is the most winning. Takes. This is plus a 9 for white. So he has to take, it says. Takes, queen e5. Threatening this and queen d5. And it says I'm plus 3.3. That was my intention. Well, I don't know. I mean, after queen d8, I wasn't intending on taking on f7, but I would have. Okay. So it's funny. After the game, I said, if you play rook c7, I was going to play knight f5. He says, yeah, that's why I didn't do that. Okay. So you play bishop e8. All right. Now, if you have a seatbelt, put it on. Now I played like perfect tactics every move. See, if I have like 10 hours on my clock, I play okay. But 3 minutes, then Hikaru just takes all my pieces and has 2 minutes left. That's what he said. Yeah. All right, now, the only way to find this move for white is to figure out what God would do if he had a gun. What would white do in this position if he was God and had a gun? What move would he play? That's the only way you're going to find it. No legal move suggested yet. Queen e4 is a boring move. Terrible. Usually you guys can't wait to give the wrong answer. Yeah, there we go. Pandiculation 1370. The engine move. I played that. B. Okay, and the idea is if he takes it, which he didn't, I play queen b6. You hear me talking, hillbilly boy? Now, in some variations where he lets me take here and plays king f8 and says, so what? Because when I take here, I'm threatening his bishop. So he has to play king f8 in those variations. If he plays king f8, I play bishop d5. You see what I'm saying? Like, for example, rook b8 defending his knight, ridiculous. King f8 defending his bishop, ridiculous. And then this is mate. The engine announces mate. Now, of course, when I say it's ridiculous, as a human, if I'm sacking a piece, I have to figure out what to do if he doesn't give me my piece back. Well, if he doesn't want to give me my piece back, he's got to go here. Otherwise, I'm not very worried. Get my piece back. So, but and then I'm like, well, I'm getting my piece back. Well, he can go here and I don't. And then I was like, oh, okay, he can't do that. So I'm either getting my piece back or I'm mating him. So I'm not like worried. Anyway, he played a move that I saw. He played rook c2. And I thought several things went against that. And the reason I thought that was several things went against that. And I played the engine way. Yay! I played perfect tactics like the supercomputers. Knight d4. And he took, and then queen c3. And his rook's trapped. Plus I still have that, By the way, in your life as a chess player, when you're watching good players play, not that I'm a good player, my opponent's, 2280, but, we're pretty good. Like, you ever seen this action? That's a very unusual, you don't see that a lot. Like, like that. That's those three pieces lined up. Yeah. All right, so he played here. It doesn't matter what he does. The engine says bishop d5 is very slightly preferable to queen b3. I must admit, I did not see bishop d5 because my bishop's got a job. Keep him on that diagonal. All right, now what's funny is he played a really weird way, and I expected it. He played a5, which is what I thought he would do. Because that way he pretends to get counterplay. Now, if he takes on a3, I take his knight, I'm a rook ahead, and I'm not really worried about his pawns. It says I'm +7 here. So he played here. And now I thought forever. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I moved instantly. I apologize. I played knight f5. Engine, it doesn't matter what I do, but engine thinks this is the absolute best. I guess that would be annoying later. I defend my rook. I threaten this. And I play knight f5. So, play bishop f8. And now I thought forever. So I had like 10 minutes here, and I thought till I had 5 minutes. And I just realized, the only issue is these pawns. If you're an engine, you let the guy do that and you don't care because you made him or whatever. But I care, so I went here. Yeah, now there's no problem. And it doesn't matter what he does, but he played here. Queen d3, and now he took. I took, and he blundered, but if he doesn't blunder, I'm +5. So it doesn't really matter if he blunders or not. If he takes this with a queen, I was going to play queen f3, and that is the engine move. Attacking his knight, and if he moves his knight, rook d8's annoying. Yeah, he blundered, he played here. So I said it's a blunder, so you guys can figure out why. Why is that a blunder? Yeah, queen d8, very good. Yeah. And I saw queen d8 before. Like, I knew that even when I took on b4 earlier, that he couldn't play takes as a queen d8. But here I thought like a minute. Because if queen d8's wrong, I just hung my queen. So, since every move wins and my move hangs my queen, I'm going to be dodeca tuple, secret probation, sure. Yeah. Of course, Naka would play queen d8 in less than a second because he's sure before I'm sure. He's just sure. Yeah, if bishop f8, you might as well take my queen, but it doesn't matter. And then knight e7. Yeah. And then mate. After queen d8, he resigned in 1 second. Yeah. I thought when he took on b4, he was losing on purpose. He was like letting me mate him because it was fun. But I don't think he saw queen d8 because he was like, oh, and then he resigned. I don't think I thought when he took, he's like, okay, queen d8, and he's going to let me mate him, and he saw that. But it was a cool way to end the game, but I don't think he saw queen d8. I'm not sure. Naka, this guy was playing Naka. Ugh. No, we had a nice discussion. He lives in the area. He's number 5 or 6 in Georgia, Richard Francisco.